Well, it seems that Jenna Ortega might actually be onto something here. It just took her long enough, and took Hollywood a little longer to catch up. But anyway, welcome back, folks, to Orange Hat. Here to bring you another video to inform you all of an interesting thing that's happening with Jenna Ortega. Now, before I get into it, if you want to support my channel, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share my content. Those are the best ways you can support my channel. I am not in this for the money. I am simply in this to inform and to entertain, provide you some insights and thoughts and whatnot. So with that out of the way, let's get into this. Jenna Ortega says female spinoff twists on male franchises isn't progress. I don't want to see a Jamie Bond movie. I want to see another badass, you know? So Jenna Ortega won't be suiting up to play a female version of James Bond anytime soon, and that goes for all male-originated roles. The Beetlejuice 2 star told MTV in a below video, I'm guessing that video, that she's not interested in gender flip spinoffs on a male-led character. She was specifically asked if she would consider collaborating with Tim Burton on a revival of Edward Scissorhands as Edith Scissorhands, a female take on Johnny Depp's titular character. I love that there's a lot more female-led movies nowadays. I think that's so special. But we should have our own. I don't like it when it's like a spin-off. I don't like to see a Jamie Bond, you know? I want to see another badass. And, you know, that's actually pretty progressive for what she is saying. A timely comment since, they get into the Barbara Broccoli stuff. But the fact that she is saying this isn't lost on me that she has also come out against cancel culture. The question is she truly against it, or is she against it because of the fact that these are failing tropes where cancel culture has come for her because of her pro-Palestinian views? So now she's against cancel culture. And now today, she's like, I want to see a female, or I don't want to see a female twist, you know? I don't want to see a gender bend. I want to see original roles. Is she saying that because, well, people are noticing that female gender bending roles that were once men is failing, or is it because she actually believes that? Now, folks, I am an entertainment commentator. I mean no disrespect to her. I just want to actually know her actual belief structure. And yes, I would ask the hard questions because that is what people want to know. Because flip-flops like that are often signs that, well, either they had a genuine change of heart, or it's because something happened that is forcing them to change their mind. Now, if you look at how history has been treating movies that were male-led in the past and doing all these revivals of female-led instead, greatest example being that attempt at a Ghostbusters film in 2016, you would see that a lot of people rejected it. And there's a reason for that. It's because it was done in a very disrespectful and misandrist way. They were treating men horribly in the film. Men were seen as nothing but assholes or inept. And these women were basically saying, we can do anything, you know? It doesn't really tell a good story. It doesn't really mesh well when you're saying that women can do everything that men can do. That's just not true, folks. And it shouldn't be considered sexist to say that. It's true. Men cannot do everything that women can, and women can't do everything that men can. There's nothing controversial about telling the truth. Unless somebody fears the truth. Not my truth or your truth, but the truth. There is only the truth. So yes, these female gender-swapped movies that are coming out that had characters that were originally men, but now women, they aren't working. People are rejecting them. And they're also rejecting the female characters that are denigrating to men when you don't have a balance in film. When you don't have a woman who is just as good as the men and earns her respect through the story and has that journey, well, people aren't really going to respond to it. And when you have a role like Wonder Woman, a lot of people embraced Gal Gadot and the original Wonder Woman movie that she did. And then you look at movies like Captain Marvel. Nobody really liked that one because if you look at the scale, I have done this before, men, women, Captain Marvel and the men, Captain Marvel here, and in her first movie, the men were brought down here to make her look good. When you do that forced perspective, you make the men, you cut them down, emasculate them. Nobody likes to see that because then you don't have anything that the woman, or the woman's already better. How is she supposed to have a hero's journey, you know? That's why people reject movies like that. And if you have a movie like Alita Battle Angel, where she's not blasting men or shitting on men, she's learning life. She's in love. She likes things. And yet when people have wronged her, she strives to be greater. And nobody had a problem with that. One of my favorite female-led movies, G.I. Jane. She wanted to be treated the same, no better, no worse, because she was a female. Now, back in the 90s, this was rather controversial because of the whole women in combat thing was a thing back then. So the movies addressed it, and they embellished a little bit. But you know what? The movie's still great because it shows that a woman, if she pushes herself as hard as she can achieve something that most people would think never achievable. And there's nothing wrong with a journey like that. A character build like that is something that many people should aspire to. Even if you don't make it in the end, you have the respect of those around you. You know? I mean, there are so many movies that I could talk about, but it would make the video way too long. But all I'm going to say is, I'm glad that Jenna Ortega and maybe a few other people are waking up to this. Make a movie that is badass, but also shows that the female character has vulnerabilities, has a journey to take, and isn't already at the finish line at the beginning of the movie, you know? Because that will make people want to go see your movies. That will make people invested in the movies. They could actually identify with the characters more. Not just the men identifying with the men, but some men can identify with a woman in some cases. Folks, it is so freaking important that more actresses actually start waking up to what Jenna Ortega is waking up to. Because by doing that, movies will have a chance to return to that point where there were badass females, but you didn't have to cut down men specifically in order to make them badass. That's going to be the video, folks. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think Jenna Ortega has a point? Or do you think maybe she's being a bit disingenuous because, well, she's noticing these things and now she's switching because she wants to rebrand herself? There is always possibilities for stuff like that. And I'm not saying that that's what she's doing, but I want to know what you think. Do you think it's possible? Anyway, folks, this has been Orange Hat. Y'all have a wonderful day, and always remember to stay humble.